Hey, this is Kenny Mayne. This is not my podcast. I'm just the introductory voice doing a favor for an old friend. He somehow thinks this is going to help his success. We'll find out. I sure hope so, though, because I've known Keith Simons since we were like 10 or 11 years old. We played boys club football together back in Federal Way, Washington. Then we played against each other in junior high and high school. He went on to college. I went on to college. He went on to coach college and then tutor quarterbacks pretty much the rest of his life. And he got so deep and nerdy into the art of quarterbacking that he decided to start a podcast called QB Unfiltered. There will be far better quarterbacks than I as guests on this show, but I'm just here to say, listen, you might learn something.
This is Coach Keith Simons. This is an add-on introduction for the My Take segment coming out Monday, February 5th. This segment was filmed on January 9th, which was a day after Michigan beat Washington in the College Football National Championship, and 2 days after the New Orleans Saints concluded their season in fine form, showing their true colors in a game against the Atlanta Falcons. I wanted to get this segment out because college football, with its NIL and its transfer portal, is headed in a direction where the product on the field is forever changed, and not in a good way. So I think what we saw in this championship game between Michigan and Washington, we aren't going to see again. And I'm going to list all my reasons for that in the segment. So enjoy. And thanks for listening. This is QB Unfiltered. I'm Coach Keith Simons, and this is My Take. It's Tuesday, January 9th, and I want to discuss a couple of things that happened in football the last 2 days, and let's start with Sunday in the NFL. If New Orleans Saints quarterback Jamus Winston is still employed by the Saints or any other NFL team next season, then the league is in worse shape than what I think it is. What he did Sunday is absolutely ridiculous. And it really speaks to what I've been talking about for a while now, in that we've turned the game over to the players, and that's not a good thing. So I'm going to guess this. I'm going to make this statement right here. If Sean Payton were still the head coach of the New Orleans Saints, number one, Jamus Winston would not be on the roster. Number two, if he was on the roster and Sean Payton was still the head coach, there is no way in the world that he would have pulled that shit that he pulled the other day against the Atlanta Falcons. And make no mistake about it. He can talk all he wants after the game about it was a team decision on the field. We made it as a team. Bullshit. That's Jamus Winston making that call in the huddle. Now, I've talked about in other shows how bad locker rooms with bad actors equal bad play on the field. And I used examples this year in the NFL, the Pittsburgh Steelers and the New Orleans Saints. And this crap's been going on with New Orleans all year long. Okay, you've got a receiver out there, their big-time dude who thinks that it's a good idea when he's hurt and on the IR to go after his teammates and talk shit about him on social media. Nothing's done about it. And then you've got the backup quarterback to Derek Carr, Mr. Winston, who all season long undercut Carr, undercut him, stabbed him in the back. You know, didn't come right out and be blatant about it, but it was happening. You can see it. You could see it. I could see it. And then this crap happened on Sunday. He owes an apology to Dennis Allen. He owes an apology to the Atlanta Falcons, but he don't get it. He doesn't get it. The fact that he pulled that crap, okay, disregarded what the coaches told them to do. Take a damn knee. We kicked their ass. Show some respect for the other team. Take a knee and let's get out of here. Nope. That's just another reason why I never coached professionally in the NFL. Because if I would have been on the sideline Sunday, as soon as that ball was snapped and I saw him turning to hand the ball off to the back instead of taking a knee, I would have been in 4-4-40 mode straight at him, and then I would have put my foot right up his ass, and I would have got fired. Now, knowing the situation with the Saints, nothing's going to happen. Hopefully, he derailed his career with that stunt he pulled on Sunday. That's absolutely ridiculous. Okay, moving on. The next night, yesterday, the College Football National Championship. The University of Michigan beat the University of Washington in a good game. You know, Washington didn't play near to their potential offensively, and that was going to be a key for their success. Michael Penix Jr. was off most of the night, and some of that has to do with Michigan's defense. But all in all, it was a entertaining and decent game. But the point I want to make about the game yesterday is hopefully everybody enjoyed it, because what you saw in Michigan may be one of the last opportunities that we have as college football fans to watch a program that is a true culture program that is made up of 4th and 5th year seniors in the program. All right. We're not talking about the transfer portal looniness that's going on. We're not talking about the divas and the NIL. We're talking about a team last night in Michigan that was a well-oiled machine at every position. How many personal fouls did you see committed in that game last night? None. How many targeting and taunting penalties did you see? None. How many really stupid, selfish penalties did you see? None. Any exhibition of doing needless crap by the players on the field? No. All you saw was supremely a high level of supreme execution on both sides of the ball by the Michigan Wolverines. And that is a result of 4th and 5th year seniors that have played together, bled together, cried together, laughed together. And they went out last night and they won their 15th game of the season, 15-0. And what we saw was a group of guys that weren't playing for the money. They didn't opt out, obviously, but they were playing for the right reasons. They were playing for the coaching staff, the university, the fan base, and most importantly, they were playing for each other. That is in stark contrast to the transfer portal mercenaries that come in for the most money, and they are there for 1 or 2 seasons in a program. And a lot of these guys are attitude dudes that cause a lot of problems. But you didn't see anybody like that on the field last night from Michigan or Washington. And say what you want about Jim Harbaugh. He's built a program. He's built a culture. And man, did it show last night. Kalen DeBoer, same thing. University of Washington, great coach. His team's well coached. You could say the same thing for Nick Saban in Alabama and Steve Sarkisian in Texas. Kirby Smart, Georgia. That's the difference between mercenaries and recruiting dudes in the portal and bringing guys in as true freshmen and having them grow together as a football team for 4 and 5 years and then go out and get the ultimate goal, accomplish the ultimate goal, and that's to win the national championship. So hopefully we enjoyed that last night. I did. And it's sad in a way because I'm not sure that NCAA and college football is going to be able to recover. And if they don't get things squared away with what's going on right now, then Michigan and Washington, but the Michigan Wolverines, it may be the last time that we as college football fans watched a good old-fashioned college football program play at a high, high level. And man, it was refreshing. Okay, that's my take. This is QB Unfiltered. And remember, always throw the ball short to guys who can score. See ya.